Welcome to, and I didn't come up with this name, but this is our second episode. The staff came up with this, Cyclone Connections, Conversation with Doc and Friends. And so episode 2 really fits this because I'm with my friend, Eric Zanger, who has been on the faculty of Sacred Heart-Griffin. We started together back in 1990.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. And if you think about that, 1990, where you were then, you've seen over 5,000 kids graduate from this school. Have you ever thought of that?
No, I just always figured 150 kids a year and then do the math, so
Yeah,
right around
yeah.
5,000.
Well,
It's tough remembering all the names.
It is tough remembering all the names, but that's quite a remarkable run that you have had in the school. What are your thoughts now as a seasoned teacher, being here that long, just about that record of being here? You're the longest teacher that's been in the school, right?
Mm-hmm. Not the oldest, though, just the longest tenured.
Yeah, that's a good distinction to make. I love that. Longest tenured. And what's your thought about that? Been here a long time?
Well, it's kind of funny because back in 90 when I took the job, I'd only planned on being here 1 year because after I accepted the job here at college graduation, Quincy High called about an interview for them, and I didn't want to break my contract that I had, and I told them, I said, I'll stay here 1 year and then I'll come back and we'll see what happens after a year. But I met my wife, who's an SHA alum, and the rest is history. The roots are here and love it, and 34 years later, I'm still here.
One of the things about Mr. Zanger is you're a throwback in a lot of ways, but you're leading edge in a lot of ways, right? Throwback in the sense that you teach science here, mostly freshman science. You teach other courses as well, but chapters, study-in sections, test at the end of chapters, that's the throwback part.
Yeah.
The integration of technology. Where has teaching gone over the last 30 plus years?
Google.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, first started teaching, we would write on a diddle machine, the old Thermofax, where you would write on there, and then you would run it through the printer, and that would be the overhead with a light bulb and project it up on the screen. And then I would have to erase it every hour and redo it again the next hour, or use the chalkboard, turn around and look at the chalkboard and turn your back to the class. But now, COVID was a challenging year, but COVID, even though it was my hardest year teaching, now it's probably the most rewarding year teaching because it made me a better teacher where you had to have things filmed. You had everything electronically inputted. Kids at home were watching, kids in class were watching. And now it's made it easier because I have everything on Google. So it's good if you use the right way, but kids obviously use Google and AI now that maybe they're not quite doing all their homework themselves with a textbook. They're just doing Google searches. So it's changed for the better, but also for the worse too.
Eric Zanger epitomizes a lot of our teachers. I love his teaching style. I walk by his classroom frequently, always engaged with the students, always has a demonstration, walking among the desks. Usually this room is standing room only, right? He's teaching a lot of kids in here.
Quite a few.
And that's the way this school is. Teachers bringing it every day. You're prepared every day, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. But I also have the advantage of doing the same course for 34 years. So you kind of tweak what you've done the year before and add something to it, whether it's a demo that you see online, a demo at a seminar. Maybe I want to change this diagram and add that to it. So I had the luxury of doing it numerous times, but also being able to adjust it a little bit when things change.
But think about that. Improving all the time is improved lessons for the kids, improved ways to connect. And we talked about your teaching style over years. I'm sure the students' learning styles and the type of students you get have changed over the years. Last question for you, though, has to do not with the students, but with the parents. You teach freshmen primarily, and I know you teach upperclassmen as well, but primarily freshmen. What advice would you give to parents on how to make their students more prepared, better students, especially during their freshman year? What can they do at home?
If you're talking at a young age, I would say read as much as possible. Okay, kids automatically grab a phone, an iPad, and they just watch videos. to me, if you're a poor test taker, a lot of times it goes back to your reading comprehension, to where if the kids aren't understanding the terms of the question, how they're going to be successful with the test scores. And reading that, reading with your parent when you're a young age, reading through grade school, coming into high school, that helps so much with test taking skills. So, just read. And my wife, I got to give my wife credit for that. She's the one that sat down with my 4 boys and read. They had to read an hour every day before they ever turned the TV on, before they ever went outside. It was time to read, and they would sit there and read. It was like pulling a tooth out from them, but they still did it, and I think that helped them with being successful in high school and college and beyond now.
Well, college and beyond.
And beyond.
The key there is the partnership between what goes on at home and what goes on at school to optimize the chance for success in high school and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
parents are the backbone.
Thank you for being on episode 2. We really appreciate everything you've done for Sacred Heart Griffin and our community. We want you to be here for many more years. We'll see how that all pans out, but it's been a great run, hasn't it, pal?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Keep coming back.